मर्सी जी से निवेदन है कि आप बोले और कविता याद हो तो वो भी सुनाइए 9 मिनट के अंदर।
Good morning, everyone. Hope I am audible to you all. Thank you, Sahithya Academy, for inviting me to this prestigious event. Unmesh, and greetings to all who are sitting on the dais and my friends who are opposite to the dais. I am Mercy Margaret from Hyderabad, a Telugu poet and a writer. Why do I write? I keep my speak or talk in a very crispy and, I limit myself to the time. This has been the question I asked, introspected and deliberated myself many a times. My thoughts were in a conflict on such a question. Not surprising that it is also the same question posed to me by a number of others and readers. If someone asks me the question, it sounds like they are asking me to reason out why I breathe. Why I breathe. I feel as if the whole world resides within me. It feels it's divided into atoms within me. I also feel as though the world resides in me as a bunch of atoms, which ignites me continuously and finally culminate or eternalize into the beautiful world. This body is in continual dialogue with nature. I'm still trying to figure out whether it's me who is speaking to myself, or is it the nature that is provoking me and making me speak? I am still in threshold to answer this. I also have an impression that some force of some metaphysical world is somehow surrounding me and making me speak. Means it's making me to write. It feels like I am stranded in the midst of thousands of scenes and visuals around me. It feels like I am hung between scenes playing out continually, reel after reel. It is as if each reel, like a wave of emotion, surrounds me and bursts out of me in the form of letters. When I'm alone, it feels like a whole new world is opening up around me, and thousands upon thousands of thoughts were ringing over my brain. Those thoughts travel across in different colors, shapes, people, context, and scenes. I feel like they are pleading me to sit down and write. I feel obliged to write because I also fear that these get stranded in my mind and don't escape. If I can't write, I write because I cannot carry fear. I cannot withstand new ideas that keep nagging at me continuously. The image of a middle-class woman on her scooter in the scorching heat, hiding her dear child with her pallu from the infectious sun. A man who is stretching his legs in impatience. The poor, hunchbacked old man cleaning and making fish ready in the market. And an old woman unwrapping the rope tied to his old best half and with his mouth unable to do it by hand. So they plight two twins, homeless, who do not know from where they are, but they are sleeping at the shelters of a bank. All of which was captured with the camera lens, that is my eyes, and the tsunami that formed in me when it reached my brain, from there into my heart, inexplicably. Something inside me is in a state of breathlessness unless the tsunami and the flushes out in the form of words. I write so I can breathe easily. I write because I experience when I hear the helpless cries of the voiceless and helpless like me in my own society for my existence and truly for my existence. I am Mercy Margaret, who has come from a Dalit background, who is a Dalit Christian from the place of Telangana. And I'm the first graduate from my family. I'm the first postgraduate from my family. I'm the first writer from my family and from my community, from where I've come. I want to write. I want to write to make my voice to be listened to the world, where I was ignored, where my community was ignored for more than hundreds and thousands of years. We were left out in the world. We are eliminated. I want to get the voice to be heard in front of you people. Writing is not a kind of a lavishness for me. Writing is for me is to wipe out the cries and tears from their eyes who are still crying. Now I'm talking in front of you here. Some of my friends or family or some of my relatives may be working as scavengers there. Some of them, they may be sweeping the roads. And I write so as not to get suffocated with all those emotions. I don't want some Rohit Vemula to die in the universities. And I don't want someone to get suppressed in the community. I want to be the voice for the voiceless. I want my writings to be heard. I want my voice to be heard in the community because I also exist in the same land with equality and, kind of a sovereignty is equal for everyone. I write because I want to let know my underprivileged next generation how I was treated, how I overcome, and how I travel from so far from there to this place to give my words. Poetry that magnetize both the depth and the possible. It has ability to expand the aperture and extend the reach. We live so often in a damped down condition, obscured from us and others. The sequesters and social convention, politeness and personal, timidity, self-fear or self-blindness, fatigue. To step into a poem is to agree to risk. Writing takes down all protections to see what steps forward. Poetry is a trick of language, and in which the writer is both magician and audience. Then I take poetry as my guard and shield, so that what I want to tell to the society, I take the help of poetry and I'm writing poetry. There is also a matter of connection. You can't write an image, a metaphor, a story, a phrase without learning a little further into the shade world, without recognizing that your supposed solitude is at every point of its perimeter touching some other. You can't read a poem, a good poem, at least by someone else, and not recognize in their experience your own face. So human needs to expand their boundaries. We must grow as world citizens, erasing the boundaries of mental and philosophical existence. Now the world is a hamlet in this age where cell phones and information technology are becoming more and more advanced. We are in a time of close contact, the people across geographical boundaries. So I write not to let the human narrow down to the depression, because literature stands as a bridge for the universal brotherhood and sisterhood. And thank you so much for this opportunity, and thanks for listening to me. Thank you. Have a good day.
धन्यवाद मर्सी जी। आपने श्रम की बात करते करते संवेदना व्यक्त की। मैं भी श्रमिक हूँ, किसान हूँ। अब तो काम पहले जितना नहीं होता, लेकिन काम बहुत किया है खेत में। तो गौरव की बात है कि श्रमजीवी वर्ग से आप आते हैं। तेलुगु साहित्य में महिला आंदोलन बहुत पहले हुआ था और महिला लेखन भी बड़ा समृद्ध है। तो धन्यवाद, आपने वो संवेदना व्यक्त की, इसके लिए भी धन्यवाद। और अन्वेषा जी,
Good morning, everyone. What do I speak after listening to struggles that we have only read in literature and probably seen in films? I can only hope that we have more mercies like you. Yeah, she certainly deserves a round of applause more than what we have given her.